Today is September 19th. The season, I was going to say rolls on, kind of like, coming to an end. Like, you're just kind of like rolling to the red light in a way. But we will talk about Gerrit Cole going for a Cy Young and banter with Boone a little bit about the upcoming series against the Jays. See if he's entered the delusion at all.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, brought to you by SeatGeek. Code Yanks helps you out over there. My name's Jimmy. His name is Jake. We got BBD in the corner. The three of us are wearing three different shades of blue. How about you? And the Yankees are going to start a three-game set with the Blue Jays. Who are we rooting for? Jake?
Like that. You're kind of on the purple end of the spectrum. I'm on the green end of the spectrum. The roller coaster ride that was the Yankees season. We waited in line for a little bit, spring training. We went on the ride, and then we were like, wait, does this ride kind of stink? And then it did stink, and now we're at that part where the ride's over, but we're still trickling back into like the seating area so we can get off and get back in line.
I have one.
Jimmy's got one.
Similar to what you're saying, different. Okay. The Cool Runnings final race.
Sure.
When in the middle, they crash and burn terribly,
right.
And then they're sideways. And then there's a moment when they're all riding sideways. They're like, this is kind of fun.
Right.
Like, we'll never do this again.
As long as we don't get like very badly hurt.
But
Jason Dominguez.
like delusionally, like, oh, this is wild. This is an interesting new way to do the bobsled. And
this moment doesn't feel too bad.
And then that adrenaline runs off and you realize, oh shit, we're still stuck like this and you're coming to a close. And now that's us just like sideways in the bobsled, like,
They can't carry it, though.
People are rushing to help.
They can't carry it.
No, they can't carry it.
So that's the only...
Well, that's crossing the finish line. That's kind of what they're doing.
But they're not carrying the bobsled.
They're dragging it.
They might have left the bobsled behind.
Maybe they're walking slowly and just kick it every now and then. Bobsled's got to cross the finish line,
Just like Gerrit and Rortvedt get the bobsled.
Well, Rortvedt's got it. Rortvedt's kind of like a sled dog. Gerrit's sitting in it.
Hey, Ben, you're kind of not pushing it right. You got to come up the edge a little harder.
Yeah. It's getting better and better. A little slow.
Excuse me?
Mistakes, they're high. I enjoy them.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. It's kind of, okay.
All right.
Okay. Like if you mixed Gerrit Coleman and Kathy, that's kind of what you just did.
Okay.
It was a little out there.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a
I
little
thought it was
plus.
too slow. That was too fast.
Well, I meant slow in the
just
brain.
out there.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, you want to do the sharp stats where we get to talk about Gerrit Cole?
We'd love to, Jim, and there's a big factor in these sharp stats, and could be a big factor in your refrigerator. Factor. Fall season is already in swing. You're starting to feel it in the air. Jim's got the long sleeves on. You might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. We have some Factors in the office. On Thursdays, we've been at our warehouse, and we're doing that again this Thursday, streaming like 5 to 7. And then me and BBD have to come back to the office, record some Talkin' Yanks with you guys. And I've been hungry, so I've been cranking out some Factor meals. And you can be cranking out some Factor meals, too.
I overheard that Panic is... the sales team is trying to take care of Panic because he just is a Factor user on his own. And they're like, hey, let's hook this guy up.
I met a Factor user at the wedding this weekend. My friend Ken.
They brought their own meal.
Head to factormeals.com/Yanks50 and use code Yanks50 to get 50% off. That's code Yanks50 at factormeals.com/Yanks50 to get 50% out. Click the link in the description.
Oh.
Hey guys, it is the Queen of Stats, and this week we are going to talk about Gerrit Cole and his chase to the Cy Young Award this season. One of the few bright spots, I guess, as we look forward to the last couple weeks of the season. Now, he is clearly the leader in the clubhouse for the award in the American League. There is a Cy Young predictor on Fangraphs that has him with a large lead over the next guy, Sonny Gray. He leads the American League in ERA, innings pitched, and pitcher WAR and Baseball Reference, and as it's been kind of noted out there, 13 of the last 20 winners of the Cy Young Award, that's in both leagues, have led in Baseball Reference's pitcher WAR. So a very good indication that he's going to win the Cy Young this year. So let's just put into perspective how special his season has been. So first I looked at Yankees history, and he currently has an ERA that is 55% better than league average, and a strikeout rate that is 17% better than league average. And he's probably going to hit 200 innings pitched. He's only 8 short. So, and this is a good way to look at it, to compare historically. So the only Yankee pitchers in the last 50 years to have those stats relative to the league average in strikeouts and ERA was Ron Guidry during his amazing 1978 season. He also has 24 starts with 2 runs or fewer, and that's the third most in Yankees history, behind only Guidry in 78, who had 26, and Jack Chesbro in 1904, who had 28. The one thing that I really like about Cole that I think makes him stand out is that he is dominating with his four-seam fastball. He's just going to throw that thing at you. Now, he throws it about 50%, a little more than 50% of the time, so not an extremely high rate. But check this out. So StatCast has this metric called pitching run value. Basically, it kind of puts a value on each pitch based on the runners on base, outs, and the ball and strike counts. And obviously, higher is better. He has a pitching run value of 26 runs on his fastball, which is the highest, tied with Spencer Strider, for the highest by any pitcher for any pitch. So he's just really dominating with his four-seamer. He also has 118 strikeouts with his four-seamer, which is the most among all pitchers. And now he's doing this all on a team where he is the only pitcher with at least 10 starts that has an ERA better than league average. So basically, he is carrying the ship for the Yankees, and he is doing it in an amazing way on the pitching side.
Kind of ended with the bummer of the rest of the rotation kind of being anchors to his speedboat. But some cool stats. Since Guidry.
It's always a great day when Jack Chesbro gets brought up. Jack Chesbro listed 5'9", 180.
Mm-hmm. With cleats on. And those big old cotton uniforms.
Born 1874.
Yeah. From Conway, Mass.
So anytime...
Died young.
Died in Conway. Born in North Adams. Anytime Jack Chesbro gets brought up, it's a good day. Anytime Gator Guidry gets brought up, it's a good day.
Led the 1904 league with 51 games started. 48 complete games.
He was out there.
1.82 ERA. I mean, do they have a game log for 1904? Because that is...
For Gerrit...
They're nuts.
My favorite part of that, thank you, KT Sharp. My favorite part of that is the fastball information. I think we put in the plus column with a lot of players that when you see them regularly and you learn kind of their tricks or their signature moves, like, DJ LeMahieu playing third base and making that kind of sliding play in the hole. Gleyber Torres up the middle, backhanding the ball and throwing across his body. Gerrit Cole's fastball, we're so used to at this point that I don't think we watch it all the time and we think, wow, that's one of the best pitches in the game. And analytically, statistically, it does grade out that way. And, a lot of times we get sucked into like, his knuckle curve looked good today or the slider was tight.
Slider was tight.
That fastball, one of the best pitches in baseball.
Yeah, and obviously became the faces of the sticky stuff situation in 2019 when he was using sticky stuff, as were a lot of pitchers. His spin rate on his four-seam fastball, average spin rate in 2019 was 2,500 RPMs. This year, it's 2,400, so it's down. And I think that's what they say. It adds like is that the jump?
I think significant was supposed to be 200 or 300 plus, but we've come a long
On the
way
graph,
from sticky stuff.
It's lower this year than it was in 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019. So it's his lowest since 2019.
Okay.
And still very effective. I am interested if I go to that what season was it? 2021 season?
I believe it was 21.
When like
June of 21, it got
yes. So what did it go down to in July? It went down to 23.44. And that's when it was none because they were
Full
very
crackdown.
all on it. 23.44, and I said it was just at 24.40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last game it was 23.50, 23.70, 24.20 3 games ago. So I don't know what to make of that.
Okay.
It's down. I was hoping the numbers were clear cut, like he's not using it anymore and the RPMs is way down, but they are down, so that's good. Because I bet in that 2019 season he had games of like out of this world.
Sure.
To get the average to
to average that much above what he's like maxed out at this year.
Yeah, he had games at the 2,600 level. Crazy. Good job, Gerrit Cole. Before we move on too much, can I just let you know about Jack
Saw you getting lost in it. Give it to
Jack
us, Jen.
Chesbro's game log from 1904, nicknamed Happy Jack for those that don't remember. He started the season, and from April 14th to July 19th, which is 3 months, he made 23 starts, 209 innings pitched. 9 innings, 8. Tough. I think and then 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 12, 9, 9, 9, and then 9 the whole way through. And then randomly 3 innings against the Cleveland Naps where he got lit up. So he was probably tired.
Could have been tired.
Might have been a relief appearance on his end.
Is that a
Was
that his 41-win season?
They don't seem to have...
I couldn't see the designation in there, but the stat line doesn't look like one that back then would end your day at 3 innings.
Yeah. You're right. It was a relief outing. So what I'm so curious about is his days rest makes no sense. 3 days rest, 3 days rest, 3 days rest, 2 days rest, 4 days rest, 1 day rest. Like, why did he need to pitch on 1 day rest?
I think managers, that used to be like part of the gig. Isn't that part of
Don Larson?
Guidry? Like even
Don
up
Larson,
to,
they would put the ball in his cleat or whatever. That's what Billy Martin would do.
like, even up to Guidry, I think that was because his breakout Yankee seasons, they said like, yeah, Guidry used to get the ball like sporadically. Like they used to like save him for like a big series and stuff. So yeah, I think that used to be like kind of part of it. Who knows what they were doing in 1904?
But we talked about all those innings pitched in a 1.82 ERA on the season for him, but just the run environment there. His ERA plus lower than Cole's. It's just funny.
I mean, just throwing softballs in the like dark muddy softballs that the guys just had like 50-ounce bats would hit into the ground.
He in his entire career, almost 3,000 innings, he gave up 39 home runs.
Well, the fields were so big.
1 year he didn't give up a home run. Last year Cole gave up 33. So
1 per game.
90% of Jack Chesbro. Pretty impressive for both of them.
Good job, Cole. Gerrit Cole leads both leagues, NL and AL, that is. If you sort pitchers, the amount of times they pitched 6 innings or more, and allowed 2 earned runs or less.
Okay.
Gerrit Cole has 21 of those starts.
It's pretty good.
Next is Chris Bassett with 18. So good job by Cole there. That's a good start.
That is a good start. And, I'd be curious. I'd obviously always be curious to talk to Gerrit Cole, but compared to last season and his past couple with the Yankees, the strikeouts are down. The K per 9 is down like 1.5. So that's kind of interesting. But he also did not get the homer ball this year. I mean, that used to be a Jimmy specialty. Like, get ready for the game. He's going to have one homer. Hope it's a solo. This year, yeah. I mean, last year in 200 innings, 33 home runs. This year, a $192, 20.
Maybe we ask Boone if he thinks there's a correlation there between all that.
I like that.
Is that what you do? You trust your defense more? I mean, he started throwing. No, the pitch mix is kind of the same as last year, to be honest. Wait, hold on. That's by spin rate, not pitch percentage. The spin rate's the same. He's throwing the fastball more and the slider less, but it was the fastball that was getting him that people would jump. So I wonder what the change is. I'd be curious to ask Cole too.
Just G-Man Choi out.
Probably asked Rortvet. I don't know. Please.
Ben, why the less homers?
I think Rortvet, if they have
Is this a trick question?
Rortvet, if they had a box, like when I worked at Safeway, the grocery store in California,
right,
and I wanted a day off, I would just write a little on a note and put it in this box, and then the manager would give me the day off. Like Rortvet just writes like a no Cole day. Like I can work from home. I don't want to have to talk like one day a week. Yeah. Just like make it so we don't have to communicate. That's a mental health day for me.
I mean, I love him coming out like, oh, sorry, Gerrit, I got to do some extra tea work today. Gerrit just be like, oh, no, I'll talk to Sean.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that at all. I'm here, you're
I'm
there.
sorry, dude. You don't. I'll talk.
Extra tea work, Ben?
Tea work. A little late, huh, Ben?
That's what spring's for.
Rude.
That's what spring's for. Yeah, I think we've got some Cole questions for Boone. He might have just added one there. Good job, Gerrit. Get a Cy Young. Right now, the odds have him at minus 257. So that's pretty good. Only Luis Castillo plus 385. Everyone else is like plus 1,000, which if you're not in the gambling game, that means they are long, long shots. So as long as Gerrit stays the course.
Basically just no blow-ups.
And I did get excited, Jim, something you stumbled into there. If and when Gerrit Cole accepts the award,
yeah,
I think he'd line up a sticky stuff like pun.
Ooh,
because he kind of became the face of it.
I don't know. Maybe his team does.
So I think he
wants to stay away as much as possible.
Nice to work out of some sticky situations this year.
Ooh, I don't know. It'd be nice, but I don't know. Kind of opens the door for the haters.
He didn't like being the face of it.
No.
You get the Cy Young. That's the ultimate way to put the haters down.
Yep, I agree. Hey,
Josh.
It's unfair to him.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
5. Are you counting too? 6.
If we're both counting Jack
7, 8.
Chesbro stats, yes.
How many home runs do you think Cole gave up to 7, 8, 9 hitters this year? And how many do you think he gave up to 1, 2, 3 hitters this year? Kind of annoying way to have to do this, but
he's given up 20 homers total on the year, if that influences your guess.
So we're removing the middle 3 batters.
Well, I was going to do in thirds, but that would I if you have filibuster sounds while I count.
Okay. I think there's an easy way to find that in splits, no?
Yes. I think so.
Batting order position and...
Yes. There's a much easier way to do it. You're right.
Gerrit Cole gave up 10 homers to the top 3, 6 and 4. Middle 3, final 3. Danny Jansen was probably a part of that.
Wow, so the way Baseball References, they do with the 1-2 hitter, it's old school, then the 3 through 6. So they do 2, 4,
so that's
3.
how they auto split that.
Yeah. 8 home runs to the 7, 8, 9 hitters. 7 to the 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters. And 5 to the 1, 2.
Yeah. So, yeah, if we're going in thirds,
7 to 1, 2, 3.
7, 5. So
That's a fairly
the
even
bottom
split.
third got him again the most.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It is. And I wonder if they're fastballs.
Sleepy.
Yeah.
Sleepy Cole.
But last year.
The ninth hitter, this is crazy. The 6th hitter and the 9th hitter in the lineup have clearly hit Gerrit Cole so much better than everyone else.
On 2, 3, and 4 hitters, he is fully shut down.
That's so bizarre.
Even leadoff, too.
Lead off 2, but like those are next level low
Every-
numbers, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Every other batting order position has a 607 OPS or lower. So he's making you look like, I guess you could compare it to some Yankee stats this year. But if you're hitting 6th or 9th, baby, borderline all-star offensive stats.
Yeah. In 2021, he only allowed 3 homers to the 7, 8, 9 hitters. And then the 2022 and 2023, it's like, I don't know what the change.
2020 was the year it was like, felt like every 8 hitter clipped them, right?
That was last year. Or maybe that was.
I think it happened again last year, but
I think
2020 we got on the scent there.
Let me see. 21 it was not. That's what I just looked at. But I can look at batting order positions.
Because our eyes were on that for 21 because I think 2020 had happened.
2020 it was 5.45. I think last year.
But the lower end being even with the top end is a lot.
Yeah.
It's not the distribution it should be.
Last year I think it was when I really was like, come on.
Yeah, happened again.
Yeah.
I wondered, and just to kind of close the loop, because I don't think Chesbro really struggled with the second half of the lineup, but I'll see if I can find that.
There's no way.
I mean, if they have this, right?
There's no way.
Jack Chesbro. I mean, we've got his days rests.
Yeah.
I don't think they have batting order position. Damn it.
I mean, this stretch from the 1904 Yankees. Okay. Chesbro started. Chesbro or Chesbro? I'll still say Chesbro because it's more fun.
It's more fun.
Cheese started, then Powell, then Cheese, then Hughes, then Cheese, then Powell, then Cheese, then Powell, then Hughes. They gave him a day off. Then Cheese, then Powell, then Hughes. Then Griffith comes in. Was it a doubleheader or something? Holy shit. This is wild. 1904. This stretch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games in a row, Frank Dwyer umpired behind the plate. I mean, okay, so they would have like umpires for the whole year.
Getting paid in corn dogs.
Frank Dwyer umpired. I must have died halfway through the year.
I mean, back
In the first 108 games, he umpired 43.
Back in the day, they probably stayed local, right?
Yeah.
This was the New York umps.
This ump's name was Silk O'Laughlin. Silk.
My final comments on Jackie Cheese is in the splits page, on Modern Players, they show, their stats during when they play on turf, in a dome, when they play at night. They didn't do any of that. So it's just day, open, and grass.
Day, open, grass.
That's when Jack Chesbro played baseball.
Those are the umpires. Silk O'Loughlin's second from the left. That's a good pick. All right.
No, it's a good pick, Jim.
Yeah.
Vizio.
Oh,
I've been trying to tell you. It's the MVP of value. Vizio, they have their 4K screens under $500, award-winning TVs, and sound bars. What? That's right. You might need a sound bar. They are also hand in hand with baseball. Their Vizio Watch Free Plus offers MLB Network totally free right out of the box. You can cast games from your phone, tablet, laptop to the big screen. Never knew the stuff we make be this mean. Vizio, the MVP of value. I'm trying to tell you. Head on over to Vizio.com. Check out how you can elevate your viewing experience all season long. Whatever your budget or size of your home, Vizio has you covered with the perfect TV and soundbar combo. Let's banter with Boone's nose.
But real quick, Silk O'Laughlin, was the first ump that yelled out the results. This guy changed umping forever. The one ump I happened to click on, I didn't click on Frankie Dwyer. Silko Laughlin was the first one to yell. They used to just tell the catcher, and then the catcher had to tell everyone. He would be the first one to go, strike! And they said he was particularly known for his booming call of, Balta!
There's a Silko Laughlin's restaurant in
Yeah,
Rochester,
because he
New York.
fucking reinvented the ump game. Why don't I make my call so everyone knows?
We might have to
Save
head
a
up
step.
there.
Damn. All right. Here's Boone. All right. Welcome, Booney. Good to have you here. How many do we officially have left? 2, 3? We should plan it out.
I don't know. You guys would know better than me, I bet.
I'm not one for math. We were just doing a bunch of history lessons for ourselves on baseball, specifically umpires. And then I thought, do you have any fun stories from your dad getting ejected? Or from seeing your dad fight with an umpire, or, any tidbits?
Not really. I recall one day, I think it was in New York, actually. I think it was when he was with the Angels playing the Yankees. I was watching a game on TV because he never really, showed a ton of emotion and he was catching, and I think it was very early in the game, and he just turned around with his mask on, not screaming and yelling, and with his kind of hands behind his back, just talking to the umpire, arguing with him a little bit, and then just walked to the dugout. Like he probably had said enough or missed enough, he felt like early, and it was just like, I'm out.
Said his piece and left. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So maybe you guys could fact check that for me. I think he got tossed in the 80s early in a game while on defense.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Put our best
Yeah.
man on it. What we just
And then if you could pull the video, I'd be really impressed.
Okay.
Well, now you just up the ante.
Now I have a mission.
Hey, we just talked some Gerrit Cole, who's one of the highlights as we go. Couple things. Katie Sharp just gave us some good fun stats, and as we dove in further, his fastball, which not stunning when you hear it, has been one of the best value pitches around baseball. Makes sense. Gerrit Cole, fastball.
Yep.
The other thing that jumped out this year when we were looking at his stats compared to the previous Yankee seasons, he really limited the gopher ball this year. We kind of last year it'd be like, all right, you almost expect Cole to give up a solo shot, and hey, with everything else he gives you, who cares? This year, 20 home runs through 192, when last year it was 200 innings and I think 33. Is there any single defining thing in that? Is it a little bit baseball gods, or where's the answer lie?
Yeah, I think so. It's probably, in my view, a little of all of that. So, he gave up some home runs on some pitches you look back at last year, you're like, man, it's pretty well executed there, and they got him. But there were also situations where, an inning got away from him a little bit. He has done a much better job of controlling those, innings where he's struggling to find it a little bit or whatever. He navigates that. I think he's done that so well this year, and that's caused him to limit a little bit of damage. I think his game planning and how, trying to avoid and stay away from slug, especially with certain hitters in certain situations. I think he's had more of a presence on the inside part of the plate. I think as the year's gone on in the second half, the cut fastball has actually played a nice factor for him because it's gotten some people off just selling out on the big heater. It gives them a little bit of a different look. But I think it's all just him continuing to evolve. So everything from a little bit of probably baseball gods to game planning and preparation to managing situations better, and to making like some subtle adjustments with his pitch package, whether it be as the season went along, whether it be within a game, but really just managing situations really well.
Is there still a plan to get to have Wellesley catch him before the end of the season? Because we're looking at
I don't know.
2 starts?
I don't know. What's that?
Because we're looking at 2 starts unless, I mean, you guys could cook the books and add a third, right?
Yeah. I know it said I might not now. It just depends. It depends how it goes. It's kind of worked out where, that's like kind of been Ben's one start through the rotation. I can get Higgy in there against the lefty. It's kind of worked. Austin had a day or two where he took the ball off the forearm, so it was like down a day. So we'll see.
Who's more upset about that, Wells or Rortvedt? Wells that he doesn't get to catch Cole, or Rortvedt that he doesn't get a day off he thought he might be getting.
Well, I'm not saying no to it either.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll have to look up at the end.
Okay. Your dad got ejected on August 7th, 1987, a game against the Seattle Mariners, and it was real quick. The bottom of the first inning, his pitcher, Kirk McCaskill, hits the first batter. Then
you say it like you've never seen that name before.
I haven't. I'm younger. Kirk McCaskill. I was -2 when this game happened.
And the difficulty in pronouncing.
Yeah, how do you say it? Did I do it?
It rolls off your tongue like you're speaking another language.
We're awful with names.
Say it for me, and I'll.
Kirk McCaskill.
Oh.
You say it like someone you grew up with.
Yeah.
Kirk McCaskill from
your
down the road.
Your dad's defending his honor like early in this game. He was maybe your uncle. I don't know. Kirk McCaskill, hit by pitch, ground out, double play, ground out. So a 1-2-3 inning. The bottom of the second starts. You have a walk, and then your dad's out.
Who got him? Brenneman?
The umpire, it was Tim Shida. Shida?
Tim Cheetah.
Tim Cheetah, wow.
And really looks like you in this picture. Kind of has a side profile.
My dad
right
or Tim Cheetah?
No, Tim Cheetah looks like Jake.
Yeah, Tim Cheetah. If I grow up a little caterpillar on my lip, that's me.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. My history and research major working out quick.
God. So no Yankee Stadium one?
I
feel like maybe Tim McClellan got him at Yankee Stadium.
I can find it. That was the first one that came up.
All right, we digress.
Yeah.
Circle back.
Have you seen the movie Mr. 3000 with Bernie Mac?
Yeah. You know what? I don't know that I've seen that one beginning to end. I've seen it in passing when it's been on a lot. So I've seen at least a decent amount of it.
There's a scene in it where, they come together and Bernie Mac is not trying to get his personal accolades of 3,000 hits, and he's learning how to become a team player. And then they start jumping on the clubhouse tables and chairs and start chanting third place to like win out the season strong. Is that happening with you guys? Because it might be happening with me, even though I'm ashamed of that, but that's where we're at. And it would be real nice if you could jump the Blue Jays.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't even say it like that.
Okay.
I would just say the guys are playing well and playing for a lot. I know it's hard from the outside to always hear, like, we're just trying to win. We're trying to play our best baseball. We're trying to play well. And it's kind of come, prepare, and let's get after it. And even when we've been struggling, that's what's been going on. Now we're getting some results, and it
was a nice run. It's 14 out of 19.
It's as simple as that. I mean, it really is. And to their credit, they've put it on themselves to make sure that that's still going on. Like making sure we're, we got a team that's in right now. If the season ended, the Blue Jays are in the playoffs. Like, these are meaningful games right now. Let's go get after it. And
have you divulged into the counting at all? You're not mathematically eliminated yet. The odds are very, 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 very against you. It's shenanigans to even have this conversation, which is why I enjoy having it. But I've been calling it the delusion, where you're just mapping out, okay, not mathematically eliminated, what the hell would they need to do? Do you play that game at all? Do you have someone in the front office or clubhouse?
I know it's up. I know we're not in a great position.
Well, now you have to go 11-1.
I know we're still alive though.
Yeah.
And I know, we've been playing pretty well. So like I try and keep it as simple as that. And who knows if Strange is in the cards for us at the end, that'd be pretty neat, huh?
God, put that on my tombstone.
You were born strange.
6 of the next 9, nice, are against these Blue Jays. We're obviously familiar with a lot of the core on this team. What do you see that's different between these Blue Jays than some of the previous iterations?
I think their rotation's been great. I mean, their rotation is why they are, in this position. Because, I think they've had their offensive struggles this year as well. In the past, they've been very right-handed. Obviously a really good offense. They've made a conscious effort to get a little more left-handed this year and get more defensive. They have a really good defensive team, and they have really good starting pitching. And that's with, not getting much at all out of Manoah, but everyone else has kind of really stepped up. Kikuchi's had a bounce back. Barrios has been what they expected this year. Ryu's even come back and pitched well for him. Obviously Gosman, Bassett has been a really good pickup. So they really, the entire season, their starters have been, fairly healthy too. Ryu coming back late from being hurt from the start, but they've all year, as much as anyone, their starting pitchers day in and day out really give them a good opportunity. They've got a good bullpen now too. So they just haven't been as dominant offensively. And not that they've been dominant, but, and they tried to diversify that a little bit with some more left-handers that, have struggled a little bit for them, but they've also been very good defensively with some of those guys they brought in.
Yeah.
Chad Green's going to be around.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference. Chad's back.
Yep. Chad is back. So good to see him. A little weird to see him in a different uniform.
Yeah, he's healthy. He's pitching. He's had 3 good outings before or recently. I love Chad. We have a picture of Chad.
It's up top
with as a goose. If you're interested in that, fan art.
That's Greeny.
That's Chad Green as a goose, but
okay.
The beak does look a little bit like a wiener, which was not.
He was a very, very good Yankee.
Because he would get 3 out. He would get 3 inning saves like Goose Gossage.
Pros pro. Oh yeah, I see what you did there.
Now you like it. It's a baseball nickname.
Yeah, good.
We used to say he was goosing it. 3 out. Now and then you tried to make King the goose a little bit, but now he's a starter.
That's right.
Too good at goosing.
Sure is.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on with Frankie Montas? What was that? He came back to pitch 1 inning in the last game of the season in AAA. Like, who's pushing for that? Is that him and his camp, or the Yankees, or just it's got to be hit?
Yeah, he's really. I mean, he's gotten after it and worked hard, and has been trying to. He had a little hiccup there, probably sometime in the summer that knocked him off a few weeks, probably, but he hasn't stopped working, hasn't stopped trying to get back, and who knows where it goes. But I think it was important to him, and he's done a really good job down there in Tampa, with everyone there.
Could we see him on the Yankees, or is that off the table?
Yeah, I haven't had that conversation yet with anyone, so I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. Is there anything going on with Pereira? I know he was banged up. I don't think he's played since like the 14th or something like that. Is that all leg injury? Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's got a little hamstring going on. Very low grade. So we're kind of in that boat now of, do we give it a couple more days? Do we backdate and do a quick IL stint? Because we do think he's going to play again this season. But I don't know if it's 2 days from now, tomorrow, or 5 days from now. So we'll see what we have today.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say again, we've got a new influx of Yankees. I'm looking at the pen right now. McAllister, Weaver. We've seen a whole nother squad basically join the team since July or so. I guess personality wise, that's kind of what this show is built on. Who's the guy that stands out that you're walking around the locker room and it's like, all right, this guy's a funny guy or this guy's a new element to the team?
I think they're all pretty cool stories. Masevich has kind of got a cool little swagger to him.
Okay.
McAllister is a guy that really good dude. That's had a solid major league career, and then it's a pretty cool story of him crawling his way back, and in his late 30s now, getting back to the big leagues after 3-4 seasons. Pretty impressive, and I think he's interesting with that new slot. Like, I think there's a role for him in the pen. I like what I'm seeing. He's had a good year down there, in the minor leagues, and then when coming over to us. So it's been nice having him. Who else? Who else is new?
You tell me. I'm not even sure anymore. Yeah, we said McAllister kind of had he had the energy of a guy that had 6 kids, but then we looked it up. I think he's only got 1 or 2, so we misread that
zero
one.
Kid. Yeah.
His Wikipedia didn't mention children.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake and I hammered 2.5 kids. No kids. So that's our bad.
Yeah. I would guessed over.
Yeah. Seems like,
He just seems like a good guy. He seems like the neighbor you want, lends you tools and stuff.
Yeah. I agree. He is a good dude. That's been my impression.
It's been,
and I think he's a good pitcher too. So
that's third important, according to his wife.
Yeah,
low on her list. Hal has hired a third party to audit the analytics teams and come in and just analyze everything. It was reported that this was going to happen a while ago. It just got reported by Clappish, I believe, that he has hired a firm or whatever, the company, to do it. Do you have any involvement of this now? Will you in the future? Or is there anything specifically that you're like, hey, yeah, go check this out for me? I want to see if we're doing that or this or...
Yeah, my understanding is it's not it's everything.
Yes. It's everything.
Analytics is the boogeyman that always.
Well, that's what Hal said in his first quote. Yeah. But it's everything. So is there any
everything?
Is there anything? Will you have a part in that, or is that
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm not saying you get audited. I'm saying if they come to you and say, Boone, is there anything you want us to look into?
You start pointing at stuff over there.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, maybe go check out that room, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you look in the mirror there, buddy.
Yeah. Wandy's locker stinks. It's causing problems.
Wandy smells.
No, I think they, a lot of the Dominican guys playing with perfume.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Cologne or perfume. Yeah. Who's got the strongest scent of all the players? They hit a home run or they walk past you in the dugout and you're like, oh my goodness, you got a lot of cologne on.
Gio used to always smell really good.
I like that. He gave off that energy. Yeah. Does the team have a naked guy, like the guy that's just always naked? It's like, come on, man, get dressed.
Giambi used to be that. Damon
used to be
that.
That's not a question for me.
That's a little private.
Okay. What about the coaching staff?
We don't need to answer that one.
Let's go 11-1, and then Cole starts all 3 in the wild card series, Jack Chesbro style.
Let's go nuts.
Let's roll the dice.
I like where your head's at.
Okay. All right. I think that's all. Any you want to just give the lineup in full for tonight's game?
I got Kikuchi.
So Higgy.
Righty heavy.
Okay.
Righty heavy.
Higgy home run.
You said your dad was a man of not many emotions. Kyle Higashioka admitted himself he's a man of no emotions. Who had more between the two?
No, my dad got He cries a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Higgy's got no emotions.
Higgy's just very deadpan, very sneaky funny.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Booney. Thanks for joining us.
All right, fellas.
We'll see
ya.
ya. There you go, Jake. That was Boone. Biggest takeaway, Rortvet stuck in the torture chamber. No escape for Benny.
Pretty funny. Thank you to Vizio for bantering with Boone. Yeah, that was
one of the funner storylines going right now, and we get it for 2 more starts.
That was God. I wish we could get the real conversations. Was that a Cole demand?
I mean, jokes
Had to be, right?
Jokes aside, it does seem like Cole wants to throw to Rortvet, and Rortvet, that's his way to get the game. So he enjoys it.
2 starts left, you can't blow it up.
If you're the organization doing what we're doing, in theory, you would very much want to see Austin Wells catch Gerrit Cole once.
Yeah, but I think you want Cole to get his. Like, I was surprised when he told that to us a couple weeks ago, and I was like, really? Even if Cole is going for the Cy Young, you would still do it? And he was like, yeah, I think so, but it didn't really make sense to me. Now that Cole's rolling, he likes Benny, and he can't yell at Wells that way.
The number of starts just dwindled down real quick. It was only 2 weeks ago he said that to us. All of a sudden we're down to 3 starts max.
I think if Rortvet, Higgy's starting versus lefty pitchers. So if Rortvet's not catching Cole, he's not playing. I think that plays a bigger chunk of it than the Cole Cy Young thing, because that's kind of what he said too. He's like, it gets Rortvet 1 game a week.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's not playing.
It's just what the rotation is.
The 1 game a week catching schedule. Jim, you just mentioned a chunk there. Noah can save you a chunk.
I'm so interested.
Rocket Money. There's subscriptions for everything these days. I'm a business guy, and I feel like the past 10 years, the subscription business model got a little out of control. If we're being for real right now, which you know I am, girl.
I still subscribe to some stuff, though.
Well, Jim, you might be subscribing to too many things, and Rocket Money can come in and keep tabs on what you're paying for every month and maybe get rid of some of the riff-raff street trash. I don't like that. Rocket Money, it's a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 3 million users and counting. Jim, you like math. 3 million users and counting.
Yep.
Rocket Money customers have saved an average of $720 a year. So 3 million plus customers, $720 a year. What's that come out to?
3 million times $720.
Yep.
Dollars.
Yep.
2.16 E9.
Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Yanks. That's rocketmoney.com/Yanks. Click the link in the description. What were some of the other big takeaways there that arguably our silliest Boone up just because we can't really talk Yankees baseball?
Can't.
Hard to get too in the weeds there.
Yeah, the things that I'm genuinely interested in are few and far between.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I thought, Cole stuff, seeing Chad Green again. The audit at the end, tried to see if we can get any info. I didn't think we were going to, but he took it as if we were asking if he's going to get audited, like managerial decisions. I wasn't trying to ask it in that way. I was trying to say, like, I wanted him to maybe say, like, yeah, our approach against starters, how we develop infielders. Like, I thought that's the weeds I was trying to get into.
Yeah. And
he took it as me saying, do you think they're going to audit your ability as a manager? Which I was not trying to do. So that's a bummer.
Yeah. And I don't know. In Boone speak, any of those answers he would give would be taken as a shot fired at someone else in the organization. So,
of course, but all I can do is ask the question.
All you can do is ask to receive. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's a little bit of me that when the game kicks on tonight, I'll hope we kick some Blue Jay butt. I don't know. Dude, the Dominguez thing's so fucked.
So fucked.
Hate that he got hurt.
I've been going to sleep at 8:30, so I might watch it tomorrow morning on Rewind. No commercials that way.
Nice.
Sometimes I pull up YouTube. Current commercials. Just to get my fix. Pause, watch in between. I have been going to sleep at 8:30. It's been awesome. I can't wait for the season to be over.
8:30.
Yeah, it's time the kids go to bed. So just go to sleep.
You know you got a couple hours.
Or 8:30, woke up at 4:30, 8 hours of sleep. Early start to the day. Oh, I'm old. It's awesome, though.
We were texting at 10 last night.
I was in bed at 8:30. Last night, I was texting for a while. The night before, I did 8:30 to 4:30. I didn't sleep last night because Claire was crying.
Damn it, Claire.
The baby.
Such a baby.
She couldn't get a fart out.
Dan Rourke.
Congrats. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.